Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is obviously a makeup tutorial. I just knew I wanted to do purple. I wasn't really inspired by any particular photo or anything really. I just went with the flow and created this look. So if you'd like to know how I created it and what products I used, then just keep on watching. Okay, so first up, I'm doing my brows. If you don't already know, my brows are cosmetically tattooed, so I don't really need to do too much to them. All I really do is make them a tad thicker and just define the tops of the arches a bit. I'm using the Anastasia brow pencil. I'll leave all the colors and all the specifics of all the products down below. And then I'm going in with my favorite eye base, and I also use this to sculpt around my brows. It's the P. Louise eye base in the shade 02. Yeah, this is literally the best eye base, especially if you are working with color or if you want your eyeshadow to stand out. It's just, yeah, as I said, it's the perfect base, and I just use that to carve underneath and above the brows as well, just to create that really defined brow look. Also, the brush I'm using here is also by Anastasia Beverly Hills. I'm not sure what type of brush it's called, but I'll make sure I leave it all down below as well as all the other brushes too, because I get so many questions on what brushes I use. For the blending of the base, I'm just using a MAC brush. It's just a MAC concealer brush. I'm not sure of the specific name, but I'll leave it down below anyways. Then I'm just going in to set my brows in place. I'm just using the ABH Clear Brow Gel. Then I'm going in with the Huda Beauty's Rose Pastels palette, and I'm just taking a large blending brush. I'm not actually sure what the brand is from memory, but I'll have a look on my makeup desk and let you guys know. But I'm just grabbing that really nice lilac purple and just basically patting it all over the lid. By the way, you don't need to set the P. Louise eye base. That is the trick to creating the perfect pigmented look. Don't set it, just pack the eyeshadow straight over top. I know this might sound weird because I've always been used to setting my lids with a translucent powder. Don't set the lids, trust me, it blends out like a dream. Then I'm taking the P. Louise palette. I think this is called the Sinner eyeshadow palette. I may be wrong. It's one of my favorite palettes at the moment. I just love how pigmented the shades are, and there's a great variety in there as well for a more colorful look or even just a neutral look. So I'm just grabbing that really cool purple in the bottom right hand corner, and I'm just using a flat definer. It's more of a packing brush, and I'm just using that to smoke that purple eyeshadow along my lash line. So when I go ahead and do my liner, it'll just create a really cool smoky effect. So I'm just doing that on both sides and just really focusing on packing that product on. You could probably do this step after I did the liner, but I wasn't even sure at this point if I was doing liner. But yeah, I'm just using a large blending brush. I'm pretty sure this one that I'm using is from Zoeva. And just blending that out. And then I'm just taking a matte black eyeshadow. This is just from the Huda Beauty Rose Gold palette. I'm just taking I think this is an eyebrow brush actually by Zoeva. And then once again, I'm just blending that and smudging that on my upper lash line. Then I'm just taking a makeup removing pad. I'm pretty sure these are baby wipes, not sure. And just removing the fallout from the eyeshadow. Then I'm taking my favorite felt tip liner at the moment. It's the Rimmel Wonder Ink, and just using that to create a wing. In my next video that I'll upload, I did really go in depth on how I do my wing, so stay tuned for that. But basically, as you saw, I just mapped out the wing first, then went along my upper lash line and then connected that line with the line from the upper lash line, if that makes sense. But yeah, as I said, I do have an in-depth liner segment in my next video coming up. Honestly, don't stress if they're not even, just as long as they look somewhat similar. Trust me, I go back and forth every single time I do my eyeliner just to make sure it's completely even. Then I'm like, it's never gonna be even. Then I'm going in with the same purple shadow and just literally going over the top of that whole entire wing. I wasn't actually planning on doing this, but I was like, that would be cool if I put this eyeshadow on top so it looked like this color in the eyeliner. which also looked really, really effective when it was like smoked out. So yeah, I'm just doing the exact same thing as I did before this. So that's why I said you probably don't need to do that step first, but I'm just showing you the process anyways. Also, just a side note, why do I look so bitchy when I'm not speaking through makeup tutorials or like I'm just doing my makeup? Like this is literally what I look like when I'm doing my makeup. I literally just look so like depressed and sad. Like, am I gonna crack a smile anytime soon? Like, I don't know why I'm just so serious. It's so funny looking back. Anyways, I'm just removing some more fallout just with a baby wipe. There we go again with a bitch face. What is wrong with me? Okay, now I'm going in with a Fenty Beauty white eyeliner. Not sure of the color of this, like the technical color, but I'll leave it down below. I don't know why I decided to do this, but I just felt like it. I'm just creating a white line over the top of my wing pretty much. I did like 2 or 3 layers because it was fading out to like a purpley color. So I just made sure that the white was really pigmented. So I went over it a couple times. Then I'm just going over my lashes with the new Anastasia Beverly Hills Mascara, which is actually really, really good. Then I'm just putting some lashes on. Not gonna lie, I didn't really like this style for my eye shape, and I can't even remember what brand it was. It was just a really random brand that I just found in one of my drawers. So yeah, wouldn't recommend these personally. Like, they were pretty hard to put on, and the lash band was quite firm, and it was just, yeah, it wasn't like the easiest application. So yeah, they're the lashes that I use. I don't know why I didn't change them. I just couldn't be bothered. Then I'm using the Mercier Radiance primer, popping that all over, and then going in with the Mercier Radiance foundation. This one's in the shade 3N1 Buff, which is perfect for tan skin. Then I always go over the top and put a few drops of the iconic London illuminating drops. These are just in the original color. And just blending that all in with a brush from Makeup Addictions Cosmetics. And just buffing that all in my face. And then I always go over with a beauty blender, making sure it's damp, just all over my face, just to create that really flawless finish. Because I feel like sometimes when I use a brush, you can still see like the strokes. So always go over with a beauty blender. Then I'm taking one of my fave concealers, the Benefit Cakeless Concealer. If you remember when this was launched, I was the face of it and I was in Maya. I'm still so proud that I was in Maya stores. How freaking cool is that? Anyways, back to the concealer. It's bomb as. I'm pretty sure this is in the shade 4, and I'm just blending it out underneath my eyes. Who am I? I'm always cream contouring now. I've never really been one to cream contour, but I love this KKW. I know, really random. I haven't really tried any of our other products except for the Makeup by Mario collab, which I really like. So I'm gonna have to order some more because her makeup's actually really good. So this is a medium contouring stick. And as you saw, I put them on my cheeks, around my head, down the sides of my nose and my jaw, and just blending it out. This is actually a Tarte, I think it's like a powder brush. So just like a large fluffy brush just to create a really flawless finish. Or you could use a beauty blender as well. Sometimes I use a beauty blender. And then I haven't really been into baking at the moment. So I'm just grabbing this is actually the Kylie Cosmetics translucent powder, which I forgot how much I liked. I bought it in America, and yeah, it's actually really good. So I'm just taking a really light, like a light density brush, and just popping that underneath my eyes to set the concealer, and then all over the rest of my face. Then I'm going back in with the P. Louise palette and taking that purple and just taking, again, like a really flat shader brush, and just popping that underneath my eyes to start off the smoking process. So I start off with that color, just using a flat shader brush just to really pack the product underneath the eyes to begin with. And then I'm taking the Huda Beauty Liner. I didn't actually realize this was a two-sided liner until I saw an Instagram video. I always just thought it was a liquid liner on one side. I didn't even realize, but yeah, it is double-ended. And then I'm just using, I don't think I use any additional product, and I'm just literally just blending that black down on my lower lash line, and then just taking a large blending brush just to blend it all in seamlessly together. Then I'm just taking a mascara. This one's just the Anastasia one, and just using that on my lower lashes. Then I'm taking that Rose Pastels palette and taking this really pretty like iridescent pink for my inner corners, and it was really, really pigmented on its own. Didn't even need to use any sort of cream base or anything, which I normally would. So I'm just chucking that on my brow bone and on my inner corner. Then I'm taking this new Napoleon bronzer. It's actually really nice. It's like a glowy finish. I'm not sure of the name, but I'll leave it down below. The brush I use is the Zoeva, I think it's called the Luxe Contour Brush. Then I'm taking the Benefit, I think it's called Twinkle highlighter. It's actually really good, and I don't really hear people talk about it. It's really freaking pigmented and so nice. Then to line my lips, I'm just taking, I'm pretty sure this one's just a Mecca Max lip liner. They have really, really nice nudes. And I'm just applying that around my lips, and then I fill in my lips with it as well. And then I'm taking a Kylie Cosmetics lip kit. I think this one's in the shade Exposed. Not gonna lie, not really a fan of this color. I think I'm more into pinkier base nudes rather than like a beigey, like brownie. I know, it just kind of looks a little bit too washed out for me. Maybe if it was a bit darker. And then I just took one of her glosses on over the top. Then just sprayed my face with a Morphe setting spray because it is life, and that is the makeup look done. Leave all of your makeup tutorial recommendations or suggestions if you want me to use certain products that have just been released, or if you want me to do certain looks. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.